And we're back with another episode of the J. Niles Road to the Show here in MLB The Show 17. There you see his AA numbers at the end of the 2017 season, 10-3, 1.72 ERA. And at the end of the year, they decided to give us a one-year, $80,000, just a typical minor league contract, presumably to be a AAA starter. But then, you know, J. Niles gets called into his manager's office, and he's like, hey, you've been traded to the Blue Jays. So, J. Niles has been traded again, and he's going to be playing for the Buffalo Bisons, who probably have, like, the worst jersey that I've seen. It's not that bad when you look at it first. You're like, alright, it's just red and blue. There's nothing bad about that. As this guy just cranks this up and in pitch. That was, like, the moment where you start pitching, and you're just like, okay, this is another level. Because I placed that, like, literally dead on that up and in corner, right on the black, and that guy just cranked it for a shot, and all of a sudden it's tied. But, I'll put up a screenshot on the screen now. Just, there's orange, like, trim on the numbers. Why? You're a red and blue team. That bugs me so much. As we move on to the bottom half of the third inning, and this guy is going to hit one over the head of the right fielder. He's going to have himself an easy double with that 70 speed, as the right fielder has a very weak arm. I don't know why he's playing right field with that kind of arm, but he is. And then that guy's on third base, 2 outs, still 1-1, and Niles induces a ground ball to get out of the jam, so it still remains tied. Move on to the fourth inning, 1 out, still tied, and Niles gives up a shot, an absolute jack, to dead left, or like dead way left field. That guy just completely destroyed that pitch. So 2 jacks against Niles in this, and then later in that inning, the next batter comes up, is going to foul off this pitch, and Niles is going to be hurt. He comes up clutching his elbow. It turns out it wasn't that serious. It was just elbow tightness, so he did not miss a start. He went 3 1/3 that game, 5 hits and 4 strikeouts. As you see on the screen now, elbow tightness. Didn't miss a start. He only missed a few games, which aren't even his games. So J. Niles now in a home game. Once again, orange trim on that jersey. It annoys me so much. So top 1 full count of this guy, he goes down swinging on the cutter. Got that pitch working. Ever since he added that to his arsenal, I feel like we've gotten a lot better with strikeouts, even though we weren't bad with strikeouts before, that's for sure. But it gives us a lot more options to have a cutter there in our arsenal. So Niles induces a ground ball there to the second baseman, fires over to first, and retires that for the final out of the inning. Still 0-0, and now we move on to the top half of the third. It's 2-0 Buffalo in the lead. Ground ball out to second. Guy fields it to his left, tosses over to first, and that's the end of the top half of the third. Now moving on to the fourth inning. Runner on first, nobody out, 0-2 count. This guy's taken up the middle, step on the bag himself. There's the shortstop, a spin throw over to first. What a play by the shortstop. You'll see at least one other play by this guy in this episode. He's a pretty darn good defensive shortstop. Now it's top 5, 2 outs, as Niles gives up he induces a shallow pop fly. Shortstop's there to put that one away. Nobody comes in. Buffalo's in the lead 6-0 now as we move on to the top half of the sixth. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, and this guy's going to crank one into the left center field gap. Nobody is getting to that, and multiple runs are going to come in as the one guy's going to go first to home. The other guy's just going to go straight from third, and that's a 2 RBI double. That is going to knock J. Niles out of the game. He does get the win, however. He goes 6 innings, 9 strikeouts, 2 earned runs given up, but the Buffalo Bisons put up a bunch of runs in run support. And now we move on to a game against the Charlotte Knights. I believe they're still the AAA team of the Chicago White Sox. I'm pretty sure about that. As it's still tied there, we strike that guy at the end of the inning. Now bottom 2, as Buffalo already has a 4-0 lead. Bats are working nice this game, or working well this game, I should say, as Niles induces a ground ball at the second base right there. And we move on to the bottom half of the third. Runner on first, 2 outs, as this guy is going to hit a cutter that was going down and away, trailing away from the batter. He reaches out and just slaps it into that hole in right center field. Nice piece of hitting by that guy, and he gets himself an RBI triple off of J. Niles. That definitely would have happened in AA. You can definitely tell the difference between these types of hitters. And then here against his former teammate, when he was with Chattanooga, that guy goes down looking on the up and in fastball, or was it a cutter there? I believe it was a cutter. So 6-1 here, bottom 5th, runner on first. 2 outs, ground ball at the shortstop, fires over to second, and that is the end of that inning. And that would be the end of Jay Niles there. That took him after that. He goes 5 innings, 4 hits, 10 strikeouts, only gives up 1 run and gets himself the win. He's now 2-0 in the season. There you see his stats through 3 games, as we got ourselves another home game against the Charlotte Knights once again, as Niles induces a ground ball at the shortstop. Shortstop charges it, makes a nice play, or fires over to first. That's the same guy who made the spinning throw for the double play a couple of games ago. Or was that last? It was 2 games ago. And then top 2 here is this guy's going to rip one into the right center field gap. That'll go all the way up against the wall as it slowly rolls there and gives this guy's 25 speed time to get a stand-up double, as they can't get it in quick enough. So runner on second with nobody out here in the top second. 3-2 count on this guy. That's a pop fly into shallow left field. Shortstop goes back for that one. And we've got 1 down runner on second now. So the next batter up. 2-1 count on him. Pitch is going to be grounded at the shortstop into the hole, and he makes another great play into the hole on his back foot, fires across the diamond, and he gets the runner. So now it's 2 down, runner on second, and Niles gets himself out of the jam, induces a couple nice a pop fly, a ground ball with a nice play by the shortstop, and then he strikes at the third guy. Nobody scores. Still nothing here, top 3. 2 outs, nobody on. Niles blows the 98-mile-per-hour fastball right by that guy. He had no chance for that. They still don't have a hit. Top 4, they get their first hits. Runners on first and second. 2 outs, and this guy is going to pop one up to right field. Looked like it was going to be more than a pop-up off the bat, but it dies out a little bit before the warning track. So 1-0 Buffaloes move the top 5. 2 outs, nobody on. This guy's going to hit a weak little ground ball at the second. Pretty easy play there. Not pretty easy. It wasn't like a routine play. He still had to do something with it. But now we move on to the top of the 6th. Still 1-0 Buffalo. 1-2 count on the first batter. And he is going to hit a little bloop single in front of the center fielder out in right center. And that will be the end of Jay Niles' day. Manager comes out, pulls him after giving up the single. I guess he didn't like his pitch count or something. So he goes 5 innings, only gives up 3 hits, strikes out 7. And he gets no decision because J.A. Happ comes in after him and blows the game as Charlotte took the lead. So there you see his stats so far in his AAA career. 4 starts, 2-0 record, 2.79 ERA. Definitely not what it was like in AAA, but he's adjusting. Definitely a lot better hitters in AAA. So with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this episode of the Jay Niles Road to the Show. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying goodbye.
I'm 410, 215 in my P-cap, and my O's John, eating Old Bay on a cheesesteak, and I'm sipping Moe. Cause this is breakfast, so we mimosa. You think I'm stopping after 1 year? No, sir. I'm trying to brave hard like it was my last name. Mr. Wallace smashing pedals in the fast lane. You wanna say, hey.